to make sure it's 10 minutes, okay?
Please. Mukta, thank you, and I would like to thank the Egyptian Center for Economic Studies for giving me this opportunity to be part of this important panel. Thank you so much. Mukta, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and the Egyptian Center for Economic Studies for making it possible for me to be here and in this important panel. Thank you so much. I represent India, and India, as everybody knows, is a very complex, diverse country. It's more like a continent within a country. And a lot of our population, the women are living in the villages, they are living in remote areas, but they have a lot of skills because India follows an oral tradition of knowledge. And these women are only able to manufacture and sell within their neighborhood. So one day we were talking about the Ministry of Women and Child Development, which is a very important ministry in India. But they only look after the adoption laws and very, very minor things which are important, but nothing to do with economic empowerment. So we decided that digitalization is a very, very relevant and easy path for women to upgrade their businesses. And it can be done sitting right in your homes. And the challenge was that India does not have a database of the women, of the kind of work they are doing, the statistics we did not have. So we first strategized that what is our vision? What do we want for these people and why are we doing it? Having identified and done our thinking process for over a period of 3 months, we started traveling the country. Because until and unless you travel with the bureaucracy, they do not understand what it is that you are trying to achieve. They are very set in their mindset. They are only used to giving orders and expecting people to follow them. They don't like to be led. So the biggest challenge for me was to lead them without them realizing that they were being led. So we started traveling, and traveling is a great way of getting to know each other and breaking the barriers and breaking the ice and getting to know each other. So we started traveling, we started having small groups of women showcase their product, and we started creating a database. Within a period of 1 year, we had put them on a direct marketing platform for their crafts, for their produce, and it was a wide range of things. Some of it was craft, some it was textile, some of it was food, some of it was industrial produce also. Some of them were making bulbs in their homes and giving it to the local shops. So it was very, very diverse, very different from what we thought we were going into. Within 1 year, we had them on a direct marketing platform. The State Bank of India came in as our money partner, and the Indian Railways and the Indian Post Office became our delivery partners. So we were connecting all the dots. The payment had to be made, the deliveries had to be made. And these women only had to work within their localities. The other problem that India has is that the women do not control their money. They may earn the money, but they do not control it. So they have to go back to the men to ask them for the money which they have earned, so to speak. So we made it a policy, and this became a government initiative, that all these women had to have bank accounts and all the business had to be transacted in their name. They had to be the signatories and they had to have access, and they were the decision makers. Immediately the dynamics within the family changed. Now these women don't want to be ostracized in their communities. They don't want their men to feel insecure, because ultimately it's a community that works. They don't want the dynamic shifting suddenly. So we were training them how to manage it in a gentle manner. The children started going to school. They started having better clothes because they were controlling the money. And they also became then the older children in the family, took over learning the digitalization, managing it. So a new world opened for them. So these girls, these boys started thinking if it can happen in the outside world, it can happen in our village. So maybe the elders did not accept it as easily, but the next generation got involved instantly. So that was a huge success for us. And the mindset started changing, and when the men realized that the women were not getting aggressive because of controlling the finances, in 2 years, the men have also become very proud of these same women. So that was a cultural shift which we brought down to the rural levels, the smaller towns, the urban villages. So that was another great achievement. And when we started this model, it was a replicable model. So it's right there, and any country which has a large base of the unorganized informal sector can utilize this platform and bring it up to them. So this is what I
Thank you, Mukta. I have to add and say that Mukta is the one who designed the program, and I think this is something we're very proud of. The key words in her presentation are: one, the database, know the information; two, connecting the dots. So we're talking about a comprehensive solution where you are taking the transportation into consideration, the financing into consideration, you're accommodating the culture, you are tailoring the program, okay, that's very important, and you are tailoring it in a way that does not humiliate the women, so even though they are within their circles, they are receiving the money, and in the process you are achieving this incredible thing of having the financial inclusion and having the money go through the post office. So this is the lovely thing, and the impact is a scaled up impact, and it's a program that can be repeated, okay?
And it can be replicated.
And it can be replicated, but at the background, and very important, we have the government support of this, okay? If the government does not support this, it would not fly. Even if it's not terribly involved, it is there in support. So when we talk about it in our countries, we have to make sure it gets accommodated, okay? This is something that's dealing with the rural areas, with women, poor women, at this micro thing, at this micro level. One more thing, this is bringing the informal sector up to the formality, so that you are hitting a zillion birds with one stone. This is beautiful. But this is the finance at the level of women. When we talk entrepreneurship, and when we talk youth in general, and women specific, we need more than just these programs. These programs are good. We need to fix the ecosystem. We need to fix the entire financial system. And this takes me right away to Patricia, okay, who actually did this so has this experience, okay, of an attempt to improve the ecosystem, okay, particularly the financing one. So please, Patricia, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, just a little bit of context for the video you're about to see. So I'm going to raise the mic now. Okay. A little bit of context before you see the video, because the video tells a story. One of the ways we're working is that we also work with what we call impact partners. So this story starts with the deputy governor of the Central Bank of Zambia, who said to one of my business partners, the change will come for the financial sector in her country, in Zambia and the whole of Africa, via the female bankers. So can you help me design a female leadership program for them, because they have to find their voice. They are already in their C-level suite, but it doesn't mean they're heard. So we accepted the invitation, and we worked together with the Development Bank, the Dutch Development Bank, and two others from Norwegian and South Africa. What we designed is a program where we work with all competitors in a room. Can you imagine? The C-suite female leaders from 6 commercial banks who are the 100% competitors in the market. We put them together in a room. We put them together with female entrepreneurs and with the regulator, the central bank. And what you're about to see is the outcome of that, and I'll share a bit more on that afterwards. what is helpful women to empower other women to live their own self-potential. What does the world look like?
On a hilltop outside of Osaka, female bankers and female entrepreneurs come together to join a female leadership journey.
We want to share our recipes for success.
The main goal, unlocking the potential of women and driving impact on female financial inclusion.
Since I would like to grow my business, and I need resources, I need money. I fear going to the bank.
Justina is one of 6 entrepreneurs attending the program. Sharing her fears and her dreams helps the bankers to better understand her needs.
There is a lot of power that is untapped lying within women entrepreneurs. If we don't take time to understand them, we will lose out. We will become irrelevant to that.
To create an enabling environment, every morning starts with yoga and breakfast sessions during which the participants reflect and share what shifted.
I realized I don't have to have a solution. And that was a big thing for me. I've done that for so long, but maybe I just need to take a step back.
Who is afraid of failure? Failure.
It is the first women-only banking event in the country, something new to most of the participants.
Women first define what it is. They're all together and what's there. Thought is what their collective wisdom can create for them. Because everybody knows most women are dispersed in their companies, in their sectors, so there are not used to have a women-only dwelling. Oh, please, so this is part of our storage.
As sisters, the bankers visit the companies of the entrepreneurs and mutually work on a business plan.
It is amazing. And you're sitting on a huge wealth generating platform.
Thank you. Even though you are here to become supporters and allies in serving the women's market.
After 4 days of hard work, the female entrepreneurs and bankers pitched their plan in front of the entire Zambian financial ecosystem. The CEOs of the banks, the top of the Bank of Zambia, an expert panel, and the Minister of Finance herself.
And I believe with your help, we can do it. What I hope is that they really connect to their own ability and their own wisdom in order to be a future maker. They can feel empowered to go on with what they're doing and that there will be support. Not only from everybody who believes in them, but also from the financial sector here in Zambia. To live their untapped potential, what would the world look like?
Thank you.
Me and my mind. Thank you. A bit more on what the overall program is. We firmly believe that to drive change on an ecosystem level, it starts with a very personal relationship. Because being in a position in a bank, being a female entrepreneur, is the most lonely place you can be. And we know, we were former bankers, we have the knowledge to know what it's like in that position. So we start with her, and then we build it up. So it's a 4-day program, 4.5 days to be precise. So we first create a tribe. We first create one group beyond jobs, beyond businesses. And we guide every woman in the room personally, before, during, and after. So you can imagine that's a hell of a job if you have 25 women in the room, but we're up for it. And to make it beyond a one-off program, because that is a hard scenario for us, that it was just an amazing 4.5 days in Zambia. It's very important to make that into a sustainable program. We are experience-driven organization and experts in that. But we're surely connected to SDG 5, Sustainable Development Goal, Gender Equality. So how to do that? That is because, on the one hand, the impact partners were very important for us, but also to have them build with us what is the next step and what the women can do for themselves. So if we have something simple as a WhatsApp group, but it's until today, and we did this in May last year, until it's very busy in the WhatsApp because all on a daily basis. But can you imagine? There's the regulator, there's the banks, and the entrepreneurs in just one group, and it's of course on first name basis. So building tribes like that, who really can bring change, is important. But the other aspect was that having everybody in the room made it impossible for anybody to ignore what we did there. So one of the outcomes was, for instance, a credit guarantee arrangement which facilitated for all these female entrepreneurs in Zambia to have different and better conditions for access to finance. I'm not talking lower interest rates, different demands for collateral, or not at all. So the development banks involved really put that forward in bringing change, but this is all connected to the Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Zambia because she really is the driver for that. She initiated, she was part of it, she brought in the Minister of Finance. We are allowed to say Sister Margaret, because she was having a dinner with us, and she didn't speak, but she really had what we call a courageous conversation with everybody in the room. So again, we make it as personal as possible. So, 2 minutes, good. This is what we did in Zambia, and we're coming back next month to do a masterclass for them. So the program continues, but we also worked in Ghana and Uganda, and we're really anxious to be able to work on ecosystem levels in other countries. So that's what we are aiming for. We were just talking about Georgia. Yeah. Okay. So for me, it's really an honor to be able to show you this short video of our work, as it visualizes what we're talking about. So we hope to continue our conversation later.
Thank you, Patricia. Again, the key words in the success of the experience, of course, there is the expertise coming in the consultancy, but the initiation of the whole thing from the deputy governor, who happened to be a female. Question is if it's a male, he had initiated it, it's a question mark. But the central bank is the one that started this. The central bank asked, which is the father of all banks, made all the banks get together. So you have the entire financial system putting together something that improves the ecosystem. This is where it comes from. This is something that Egypt can benefit a lot from. We have a £2 billion initiative to support the SMEs, but we did not sit long enough to study where it should go and how much of it has to be in the angel investment form, how much of it has to be venture capital, what do we need to change in the banking sector to make the ones who need it really benefit from it. So this is actually extremely useful.